Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where we give you more news in less time. We are tracking breaking news at this hour. Everyone living within 1 mile of the town of Tyler has been ordered to evacuate tonight. This due to a semi-truck crash blocking both directions of I-90. That truck leaking hazardous chemicals into the ground, according to officials. According to the Washington State Patrol, the crash happened on westbound I-90 near Tyler, but the truck crossed into eastbound lanes. A detour is in place right now. You can see it in the red right here on your screen. Drivers are asked to take State Route 904 through Cheney to avoid the crash. We are still working to confirm details at this hour. We'll be live from the scene with updates as soon as we can, so keep it right here on KREM 2. Also breaking at this hour, Spokane police have a teenager in custody after responding to a report of a stabbing in Riverfront Park. It happened within the last hour. Right now, it's not known if anyone was actually stabbed, but police confirmed they are looking for a group of teenagers who may be connected to the call. This is also a developing situation. We are working to confirm more details. We will continue to bring you those details as we learn them tonight. Also new tonight, the Spokane Fire Department is investigating 3 more suspicious fires which started off the Sunset Highway today, not far from 4 other fires which threatened homes just last week. The fires were quickly put out near Coeur d'Alene Street and Sunset Boulevard. Last week, police found graffiti downtown which said, quote, "Burn down Spokane," with the date of August 3rd. Hours later, a large fire broke out behind the Catholic Charities shelter, and while crews responded, 3 smaller fires popped up around the neighborhood. The fire department is now investigating all 7 suspicious fires, working alongside Spokane police and the ATF.
There's a trail that runs right through that area. So, obviously these are all human caused, and being in the same area on the same day, that raises our suspicion levels. And then with all the fires we've had in the area.
Officials are looking into several leads, but say eyewitnesses are key to solving these fires. Meantime, the Parkway fire burning near Camillin Park in Post Falls now 100% contained. Keep in mind, that doesn't mean the fire is out, but crews have stopped the spread, they say. It started last Friday and has burned so far 80 acres. Post Falls police say it was sparked by an unattended campfire at the park, and they are now investigating this as a criminal case. All right, let's talk weather. Another overcast day here in the inland Northwest, and it looks like we're not done quite yet. Let's get straight to Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo to find out what's in store for the rest of the week. Jeremy?
Well, as we move through, I would say, the next 12 hours, we'll see a pretty stark change in what we've got going on. Right now, we sit at 74, dew point of 49, puts our relative humidity at more than 40%. That's a pretty saturated atmosphere, especially for this part of the country this time of year. There's our storm moving in. You're watching the front progress. It's getting a little bit closer to us, and as it moves in, it does bring us an okay chance of light isolated moisture. It's not going to be much here. We have an extremely weak system, but what we also have is the moisture in the atmosphere. So what I think happens is tomorrow morning we get a quick passing light band of showers that moves out by the middle of the day, and then a little bit of wind thereafter. The front itself, or the storm itself as well, is very weak. The only reason we really get anything out of it is because of the moisture in the atmosphere we have right now. So we're just going to kind of squeeze that out. Thursday winds up a little bit breezy, but mostly sunny. We'll call it a beautiful day with temps in the low 80s. Friday, mid 80s, and by the weekend, we're back up near 90.
All right, sounds good, Jeremy. We'll check back in with you later in the broadcast. Now to our night beat with a quick look at the day's top stories. 24 hours ago, we learned cleanup finally underway now at the site that once was Camp Hope, and today we went out there to see how it's going. Contractors are working for the next couple of weeks to prep the lot to become part of the north-south corridor. This means they are digging up the top 6 to 12 inches of soil for testing to see if it's contaminated.
There's a couple disposal sites throughout the inland Northwest, so depending on the level of the contaminants, those soils would get removed to one of those sites depending on what is found.
This is part of the job is expected to take until the end of August. The lot should be released, or reseeded rather, by the fall, they say. 2 Spokane City Council members are asking county commissioners to delay voting on a measure that would fund the new jail facility. In an open letter, City Council President Lori Kinnear and Council member Zach Sapone asked for the 2 agencies to work together to better plan how the money would be spent before the measure goes to voters. Last December, commissioners approved a ballot measure for a sales tax increase in the upcoming November general election. If approved, residents would see a 0.2% sales tax increase countywide. We have new details tonight about a shooting that happened this morning in South Spokane. According to the Spokane County Sheriff's Office, an argument escalated between 22-year-old Charlie Birkland and his mother and stepfather. That's when they say Birkland shot them both, then took off in a car. Deputies later found him in the parking lot of a nearby fire station. He has been charged with 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder. Both victims are in serious but stable condition tonight. And that was your Night Beat. To learn more about any of these stories, just text us the word night to 509-448-2000 and we'll send them right to your phone. A new addition to the Finch Arboretum is meant to cement the legacy of Susie Stevens, an environmentalist, friend, and daughter. Stevens, who is from Spokane, was hit and killed by a bus in 2002 in St. Louis, Missouri. The bus company paid damages to Susie's mom, and those damages are now being used to create the Susie Stevens Trail.
I decided that a trail in her hometown with her name on it would always be there. And so I donated the money, and now 6 years later, we're finally getting started on it. Every tree has a story. I've met the most marvelous people trying to keep her legacy going.
Nancy also created the Susie Forest to plant trees all around the world in her name. The Spokane Parks and Recreation Department says the trail is set to be completed coming up in August. Well, good news for apple farmers in Washington. This year's apple crops are producing not only more apples, but higher quality apples. The Washington State Tree Fruit Association says it's a big rebound from last year, yielding 134 million boxes of apples. That's a nearly 30% change from last year. Experts say this year's more moderate weather is a big reason why. Last year, a record cold spring and wildfire smoke posed a challenge for growers.